After Jack pulls the Ronin sword on Clint, Eleanor comes out and is startled seeing an Avenger in her house. Jack, Clint, Eleanor and Kate gather in the living room as they discuss exactly what is going on. Clint and Kate explain, and just as Clint is about to leave, Eleanor stops him and talks to him about keeping Kate safe. After Clint leaves, Eleanor makes a phone call to someone saying it's urgent, hinting that there is something larger at play here. Turns out Kate was right to no one's surprise. After leaving the Bishop apartment, Clint asks Laura to do some digging around Sloan Limited, only to find out that Jack is the CEO. Apparently Jack is helping out the tracksuits by laundering money for them and the man behind the organization, which we all have an idea of who he might be. After a good bonding session filled with Christmas delight, Kate and Clint have a serious conversation. He tells Kate about Natasha and Kate figures out that he was Ronin all along. In what was a really sweet and heavy scene, it was great to see Marvel fully give in to that tone and not undercut it with a joke. Clint meets up with Kazi and tells him to convince Maya to back off. She is chasing a ghost and will never find out who Ronin actually is. Clint talks a bit more about the big guy, but guess we will have to wait until next week's episode to find out who that is. Turns out the Rolex watch wasn't destroyed at the Avengers compound. Who exactly it belongs to is still a mystery, but their identity was hinted at. Looks like it might be one of the Avengers who might have retired now. Whose apartment it was in though causes a lot of trouble, as it turns out it was Maya's house after all. This leads to a skirmish between Maya and Kate while Clint fights a skilled stranger on the terrace of the next building. Yelena returns. Florence Pugh makes her return as Yelena Belova. It's a continuation from the post-credits scene of Black Widow, where she is sent to hunt Hawkeye and looks like she is trying to fulfill her mission here. She disappears as Clint and Kate are able to get an upper hand on her. This causes Clint to cut Kate off and the episode ends.